Hi there, it's Tom with A2 Agile, back with you again. And today we're going to be talking about deadlines. Why, just the word itself, deadline. It sounds bad, really. Doesn't sound like anything you'd want. But what we're going to learn today is that deadlines in the right hands can actually be a positive thing. And in fact, I wrote an article about this very topic yesterday. There's a link to it below in the description. I hope you'll take a read. It's very short and very punchy. I hope you'll like it. But I thought, as we often do in these sessions, we'll talk about some virtuous aspects of deadlines, and we're going to do it in the context of music. And we're going to invoke, that's right, it's our old friends Led Zeppelin. If you followed some of my videos before, you know that Led Zeppelin is a good example of an agile team. And today, I want to talk about the album that this very tune was recorded on, because this is a great example of a self-imposed deadline. And in fact, deadlines are really best when they're owned by the people that must adhere to them, if they're created and owned by those people. And in this case, Jimmy Page, who is the producer of the first Led Zeppelin album, had to fund this recording session himself. And knowing that they had limited funds, they needed to get in the studio and get this album recorded quickly. Well, they had been performing this music live for quite some time, and they really felt like they were ready at that point. They had the music down, that they could go into the studio and record quickly. And so, given their budget, they went in and recorded this album in 36 hours. That's less than a week in the studio for an entire album, and that included setup and the mixing of the final product. So it's not just the recording time. They did this very quickly. And as you know, this album was the album that put them on the map, and it's still a classic to this day. You know, people refer to this music as being like influential in the sounds of modern rock and roll. So I encourage you to think of deadlines not as this ominous negative thing, but be aware that if you don't own that deadline, if you aren't responsible for creating it on the team that you're on, then it's probably going to just be an impediment. It's going to cause you to work in ways that are not optimal. I hope you found this brief video about deadlines useful. I hope you'll consider reading the article that I mentioned earlier. And in particular, I hope you'll click our little subscribe link below at the bottom right corner of the video and join us for some future videos on our continuing discussion of leadership. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.